Good morning to everyone here at Richmond Int'l Raceway. We've now been joined by Matt Kenseth, driver of the number 20 Darler General Toyota, who is our most recent winner in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. So, Matt, congratulations again on your win last week at Bristol, officially, locking yourself into the chase. Talk a little bit about coming to Richmond this weekend and just, the team's mindset and your outlook this weekend.
Thanks. Yeah, it was good to get that win. Obviously, it's been a long time, so that was I think great for everybody at JGR and everybody on our team. It's always obviously boosts confidence and morale. So as far as outlook for this weekend or approach, I don't feel like anything changed at all as far as our approach. Outlook, I'm not sure. This is one of those tracks that for me is very, very hard to predict. Even after practice is over and qualifying is over, it's still hard for me to predict. It seems like the track changes so much from practice here in the sun in the middle of the day to the race once you get going at night. So it's a tough one really until you get into the race.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Matt. If you have one, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, and we'll start. If we can get a microphone over to our left, please. Okay, go ahead. We'll start with Tyler, and then we'll work our way over.
Hey, Matt. Tyler Burnett, MRN. Looking to next week, what's the strangest or craziest thing you've seen in the Talladega infield?
I had to be honest with you, you're probably not going to believe me. I've never been through the Talladega infield besides Motorhome Park. So it'd just be all the strange people that are in the Motorhome Park where I'm parked, I guess.
All right, if we can get a microphone right here.
I must be the only one that hasn't been through there, but I haven't actually during the night.
What's up? The forecast for tomorrow night is for rain. When you know in advance that may be possible, it may be wet conditions, how does that change your preparation coming in?
That's a great question. It doesn't really change mine. Probably be a good question for Jason, what to think about the track. But, even if it does rain and, I know there's a possibility, I guess it would be in a day race, which might change it a little bit. It might bring you more back to your notes for today than what your typical adjustments are for nighttime. But like I said, for me, I don't have a really good handle or feel on how this track changes from day to night during the race and all that stuff. Jason probably does a lot better than me and probably Denny, but I really don't. For me, it's always kind of a guess. I'm not sure what I'm going to get when the race starts. Whenever I'm pretty confident I know what the track's going to do, it seems like my car goes the other way. So just kind of leave that up to Jason and the guys to figure out. What's that? It depends. Probably not a lot different than everybody else. Just kind of hang out and wait for it to stop raining and get dried up. So this depends. Sit around and eat, look at the TV. Yeah, same thing pretty much, yeah.
All right, Tom, go ahead.
Hi, Matt. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. You guys have been great recently in the short tracks, winning the 2 short track races. Are you confident that the mile-and-a-half program will improve going further into the season?
Well, I hope so. I mean, before Texas, I thought it improved quite a bit from last year. I can't really recall how we ran at Vegas, but I thought at Atlanta we ran better, had some decent speed. So I thought it was improving. California was really, really good. I know it's not a mile and a half, but it's a big old wore-out fast track. I thought we all ran really well there, qualified well, and ran well, had ourselves in position. So, I really I feel like we're gaining out. We got a lot of new stuff coming here pretty soon that we think will be better. We don't really know without testing until we get to the track and race it a few times. So, we hope it's better. I felt like it's getting better.
All right, we're going to go to Paul.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Matt, things happen during races. Emotions run high. Sometimes there are grudges. How long do grudges last? How long do those feelings linger? Or is the sport so competitive that you really don't have time to let things last longer than that immediate moment?
Well, I think every situation is probably a little bit different. Every driver's, a little bit different, probably how they react to situations or, how long you hold on to certain things. For me, I think if you're concentrating and focusing on a, disagreement you've had with somebody and what's going to happen in the future, all that kind of things, obviously you don't have 100% focus on your job and trying to figure out how to run good and how to win and do those kinds of things. So I really don't spend any time really thinking about it. You go out and try to race people as as fair, as hard as you can, but as fair as you can at the same time. And you always hope to get that same treatment and go from there.
All right. If we can take the affiliates in the back, please. Go ahead.
Matt, Sean Robertson, CBS 6 here at Richmond. Coming off your win Sunday at Bristol, does your mindset change a little bit as you come into this race Saturday knowing that you were already in the chase?
I got to be honest, mine really doesn't. And I hope the team's doesn't either, really, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that every week you show up with the idea of trying to qualify the best you can and trying to win a race. If you can't win, you want to finish second. If you can't finish second, you want to finish third. I mean, you always want to do the best you can. I've never been to the racetrack and not wanted to do my best or not want to finish the best I could. So I just don't feel like any of that changes. I know that where you are in the point standings doesn't have a big effect to where they rack you up when September comes along. But man, we're only in April, and we want to race hard every week and try to get the best results we can every week for our team and our sponsors and everybody involved.
All right, go ahead.
Matt, Mark Davis, NBC 12 from here in Richmond. This is the only three-quarter track you guys run on, I think, in the Sprint Cup. With having a guy like Denny Hamlin and his familiarity, who's seen this so much, is that a helpful resource for you guys on the team, or is it one of those things where you guys are all pretty tuned into every venue?
No, absolutely. I mean, Denny's a resource for us everywhere we go. I think he's kind of underrated for people that don't actually get to work with him. So he's helped me a great deal since I joined JGR. I think he makes all of us better. He's a great teammate, and I think he's got a good feel for every racetrack or a lot of racetracks, but he's certainly got an extra good feel and approach and things he does at the short tracks.
All right, we'll go to the gentleman in the back, and then we're going to come up front to Jeff and Jenna. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt. Dustin from Fan vs. Fan Broadcasting. Obviously, this week has been a rough week for NASCAR with Steve Burns passing away earlier in this week. What are your memories of Steve's passing, and what do you think his legacy is in the sport?
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to say what somebody's legacy is and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty deep for me, but Steve is very well respected. I think he was really good at his job. He was always friendly and fun to see. So you definitely miss seeing him at the racetrack, and obviously feel bad for his family and everything that they're going through.
All right, if we can get a microphone to Jeff and then Jenna.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Supposedly there's going to be more tire fall off this weekend than there has been in the past. Does that change the way you approach the weekend as far as, do you guys have to plan for that? And if there is a lot more tire fall off, does that favor the veteran guys that know how to take care of their stuff on a longer run more?
I hope so. I don't know if there's anything different I do necessarily to plan for that. This is one of those places you have to be decent on a short run because you can make some passes on restarts and that type of thing, and inside's always such a big advantage. But on a long run here, if you do have tire fall off, like last spring, I think there was a lot of fall off. You could certainly make a lot of moves at the end of the run too if you're handling better. And I know the trend has been lately to get all these cautions late and everything, but there is always a possibility here of getting some long runs. So you want to be good at the end of the run as well. So it's in my opinion, that's fun kind of racing when you have a lot of tire fall off. We just don't have that at very many tracks anymore, and it's more about staying in front, and the tires don't really back up very much with all the downforce we have in the tires it brings. So if there's a lot of tire fall off, I think that's something that all the drivers welcome and look forward to. It's a lot more fun.
All right, Jenna, go ahead.
Jennifer Heyer, Associated Press. What did you think of the job that Eric Jones did last week? And if you could explain to us as a driver how difficult that was for him to just jump in the car in 5 minutes in someone else's settings and race.
Yeah, I don't know if he's wishing he had his phone off or not. I don't know. I didn't really ask him, but yeah, that was a very unique circumstance, one that I've never quite been in. So Eric has been doing an awesome job, obviously, in the Xfinity car and in the truck, and he's obviously got a lot of talent. I think it's hard to judge him either way, in what he did in Bristol and Denny's car. Man, it's a tough environment, not one lap of practice. And, even though we ran the race the day before, the Cup race is just so different. And just to jump in there and go that fast and be surrounded by all those cars and everything, it's a lot different. So I thought he'd probably, you'd really have to ask him, but I feel like he probably learned a lot. And it's probably an experience, a lot he'll be able to think about and learn from there.
All right, go ahead.
Matt, Mike Saveditz, Richmond Times-Dispatch. After the success you had in 2013 and then to get shut out last year, to get a win this early, how much momentum does that create to carry through the rest of the season?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, with the momentum, I mean, there's been times I've been very fortunate through my career, obviously, to experience the highs and the lows. But I feel like there's times where things go right, even when they're going wrong, they end up right, and things work out for you. And then there's times that no matter how good you run or what position you put in or how good you do your job, just things don't work out. They just don't. You'll get a caution at the wrong time, or you'll get caught up in somebody's wreck, or you'll break apart, or what have you. So I feel like we've had some of those times the last year, where we've had ourselves in position to win a couple races here in the spring. I think we led through the first couple green-white checkers or short runs, whatever it was at then, and just kept getting cautions, and couldn't get it done on the last restart. Without the cautions, we would have won. So I mean, there's just times you go through both sides of it. I hope we're on the other side. I hope we have everything go right for a while. I hope we can continue to run better, put ourselves in position to win, and hopefully we'll have circumstances go your way for a while. You always hope for that.
All right, Stan, go ahead.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Matt, a step back again also to Bristol, if you will. What was it like face-to-face, you and J.D. Gibbs after the win? And,
he wasn't there.
Well, I know he wasn't there. I'm saying on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day you all met up. Did he give you any more hassle?
No, it was good. Yeah, I got to see him on Tuesday night. We had a sponsor summit, so we had all our sponsors and everybody in the Greenbrier, which was really cool. President Bush came and spoke actually to our group and hung out with us for a long time. So that was a really, really neat dinner. Enjoyed hanging out with everybody there. Got some cool insight on some different things. So that was enjoyable.
All right. Any final questions for Matt? Okay, we'll take our final question from Chris in the back.
Chris Knight, catchments.com. Matt, it's been a while since the Sprint Cup Series has run short tracks back-to-back. Do you like the idea of doing this, and would you like to see maybe more happen moving ahead?
Well, I mean, I like all the tracks to go to. I like short track racing. To me, it doesn't matter necessarily where they fit in the schedule. I mean, it just every week you go somewhere different, and you got to go adapt to that. I don't know. It's probably a good question for the team. I don't know whether it makes it easier or harder, to prepare cars and have them ready for two back-to-back short tracks, even though they're very different tracks. So, to me, it doesn't really matter that much how the schedule falls and where we are, except for the Daytona 500 and having Darlington over Labor Day. I think those are putting Darlington back to Labor Day, I think was an awesome move, by NASCAR. So it's cool having some of the traditional races, the 600 over Memorial Day. But other than that, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, just happy to be here to race. It doesn't matter when it is that much to me.
Matt, we appreciate your time this morning, and
thanks.
we wish you best of luck this weekend.